I'm going live. Can everyone be quiet, please? Oh, it's awfully hot. BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. If you can see and hear me, do let me know. I'm going to use the microphone. Oh, really sorry. Someone's disengaged. Someone must have disengaged my microphone. I don't know who's done this. Excuse me. Hello. BlaXit family, can you hear me? Hello, BlaXit family, can you see and hear me? I'm just re-engaging the microphone. Bear with me 1 minute. I probably will be using headphones for the BlaXit live. I am expecting a guest, so I welcome you to BlaXit. I hope you can hear me and see me. Please give me a time check. Would somebody be able to get me a glass of water, please? Could I get a glass of water, please, if that's possible? Okay, I'm just putting the microphone in. How are you all? How has your week been since I saw you last week? I do hope that you are all well. And it's been a very interesting last couple of weeks. I hope you can hear me. Give me a sound check. I've got the microphone on, so just give me a sound check. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2, please. Just to let me know you can see and hear me. I will be swapping hopefully to the microphones once our guest is here. So, BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. So many, what has the world been? As you can see, I'm wearing my crown. I'm going to explain why I'm wearing a crown this week. And the reason why is because I have an idea. I think for the 30th, which is going to be the celebration, it's our African victory celebration. I think that we should all wear crowns on November the 30th. What do you think? So today I'm wearing a crown because I do believe that we all should see ourselves as divine masculines and divine feminines. I don't think that, crowns should be just the resolve of these Anglo-Saxons in palaces who want to rule over us. We should be ruling over ourselves and having our own self-determination and also seeing ourselves as the royalty that we are. So, therefore, I think we should all start wearing our crowns. Yeah? Everybody's tried to put on us and try to denigrate our natural beauty and to denigrate our position on this planet. So it's time for us to reclaim it. So I'm saying that we should reclaim our crown. Sorry, I had a little bit of problem fixing my hair with the crown on, so it keeps going in my eyes. So anyway, greetings, BlaXit family. I'm Nyancho Kajabi, aka Juliet. I am the CEO and founder of BlaXit. And BlaXit is all about your exit from the West back to the best. And of course, that is Africa. And that is where I am broadcasting from. I left England and decided to come and live permanently in England, in Africa. I left England, and left to come and live permanently in Africa many years ago. And this program is being broadcast from the beautiful smiling coast that is Gambia. It's a very hot day today, so I am sweating puddles. And I love the heat. I'd rather be here than in the snow and in the cold that was England, that used to be in Europe way back in the day, okay, before they Brexit. And of course, we made our BlaXit. And our BlaXit is about our repatriation, relocation back to our nation. Now, I'm not seeing your comments, so I'm hoping that you can see and hear me. If someone could just give me a comment, that would be great, just to let me know that you are here on the broadcast with me and that you're able to see and to hear me. Our moderator for today is Kafre. Thank you, Kafre, for moderating. You're always the moderator that is the best. And thank you for your interactions and your dedication. Okay, I want to give a shout out also to brother Eugene Talford. He's also the ambassador, and we call him the Obi Nwane, with the African diaspora. And he's also so that the Obi is what we call a prince, essentially, of the Nigerian nation. And he's also with the African diaspora political party as well, and that is the economic think tank, which is very important. The economic think tank organization. So that is the diaspora political economic think tank organization, and he is the CEO of that. And also, he's with the New Africa Network TV media broadcast company as well. That is based in Ethiopia and connects about 3.9 million of us diaspora together. And he's the person that connected me with our guest today, who should be coming on, which is Dr. Ali Mohammed. He connected him to our broadcast today. So I do hope that Dr. Ali Mohammed will be joining us today. And Dr. Ali Mohammed is a medical doctor, he's an MD, and he's a psychologist, and he's also an author of an amazing book called Almighty, The True History of the Black Race, which was published in 2023. And also it's a book about exploring the true black history, ranging from our ancient royal legacies and lineages, and ranging all the way to what it is to be an African American. So I do hope that he will be here. He founded the revolutionary Black Panthers Party way back in 1992, and it's an organization that is, if you like, following the continuation of the Black Panther Party, which was founded, I think, in 1966 by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale. So, welcome BlaXit family. The revolutionary Black Panther Party, their whole objectives are very similar to the original Black. In fact, I would say almost identical, in the sense that they want to feed, they want to clothe, they want to provide shelter, they want to train and teach us, educate us, and teach us to defend ourselves, and also to teach us to stand up for our human rights and the human rights of all black people. I don't know what's quite happened and why he's not here yet. So, but just to fill you in, they have over 34 chapters across America. They also have schools, and they also have chapters in other countries, including Bahamas, which is amazing because my grandfather used to live in Bahamas before he passed away. I'm going to try and see if I can add him again. Just give me 1 second to send the invite. What's happening, but I have sent it again. Great, I can now see your comments. So they're filtering through now. Let me say hello to you. I'm sorry I couldn't see any of these comments before. So I am Italist, A1 Day 1. Wear your crown, wear your crown, wear your crown, wear your crown. Yeah, it's time for us to start acting as the royalty that we are. We have been downtrodden. We have, been put in a position where we've been made to feel as in a defeatist way, and in a way in which we are not accepting our sovereignty and our royal position on this planet. So wear your crown, okay? 30th of November, everybody wear your crown, okay? Anyway, have you seen what has been happening in the world? Now, once again, those Anglo-Saxons, those crazy Neanderthals are at it again. They are at it again. They have been out, killing other people's leaders, going to Iran and killing the Ayatollah Khamenei and bombing their country, and they're not expecting any kind of retaliation as per usual from any other nation. But Iran has said, we're not taking this. We are not taking this. And the stories that, if you look at the narrative of the mainstream media, it's very, if you like, it's very, I think, different to the narrative of the grassroots media companies. They're telling two different stories. So now it's really interesting. And also you can now also see the use of AI, which is being used to create propaganda and lies. Okay, so certain things which were supposed to have happened and that were shown by certain media outlets that were supposed to have happened were found to be AI, which is part of the propaganda machine to deceive you, to fool you, to trick you. And of course, there's been a lot of that going on, a lot of misinformation, a lot of crazy stuff going on. And I have been looking at some of the organizations. I forgot to put my phone on Don't Disturb, so I do apologize for that interruption. I will do it in a second. I'm just hoping that he might call me. The fact of the matter is that it shows a difference, a huge difference, between the narrative that's being spun by Donald Duck's crew. Donald Duck is who we call the leader of America, okay? And the narrative that's being spun by the alternative media. Very interesting. And what's also interesting is that Black America is saying it's got nothing to do with us, we don't want nothing to do with it, we're not going to go to war, we're not going to fight for you, we don't want anything to do with it. That has been a narrative of many other people as well on social media platforms, saying that you're on your own on this one, you understand. And the thing is that has America bitten off more than it can chew? When I say America, I'm talking about Donald Duck, I'm not talking about everybody else, because of course he's the person that made that decision without the approval of Congress. As per usual, you have what I see to be as a rogue leader. You seem to have a rogue leader on our hands. And why isn't it being capped? Why? Because it looks as though the rule of law, especially the rule of international law, is dead. The UN seems dysfunctional, I should say. Right? Because how has this been able to happen? How is it you could then go and take another leader Venezuela, out of his bed, and take him on these trumped-up charges, none other than the same thing that you're doing? Total double standards. It's just unbelievable that we are living in this day and age where we have these crazy people that are supposed to be in positions of power and control. And that's why I said it's time for us to wear our crown and be in control. And when I say it's time to leave, now you understand why I say it's time to leave. Leave them crazy barleads, okay? Run them out of the town, because at the end of the day, I don't think it's a safe place to be anymore. You've got people who are making decisions on your behalf that are pulling you into harm, into danger, into unforeseen territories, and also unforeseen severe alarming emergency situations that could cost you your life. Let me say hello to some more people. Okay, right. Thank you, Italist. Yeah. Okay, I am Italist. Thank you so much. What is the time there? It's what's the time, Kath? Can't see on my phone because I've got on the live thing. 3:14. Okay. Thank you. think I need more light. Let's see, can I get a light? Hi, Nyancho, who said that? Thank you, 304. This name is so long. Wonder, how are you? Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you can hear me. And on the flow world, how are you? How are you? I'm not sure what's happening with our guest. Very weird. I'm going to send another invite though, because, you know, I like to be a little bit on the ball here. I hope he has. Yes, I was really excited to. I think when I go and I send the messages, I go offline, so I do apologise about that. I think that's what's been happening. Yeah. So it's 8:14 in California. Okay, so it's early in the morning. So good morning to everybody in the USA. Tell me what's going on there and how are you feeling right now with everything that has been going on? Tell me about everything that's been going on. I was really excited to have the revolutionary Black Panther Party on the leader, Dr. Ali Mohammed, because he operates so many great organizations and he helps with medical facilities, community programs and facilities across America and outside. And he's also, you know, a true leader. He's also led armed marches, and I've seen them myself, you know, on social media. And I really love that show of power and solidarity. And was looking forward to speaking with him about that. He has led marches in Wisconsin and also Flint, Michigan, and also in Milwaukee. Have I said it right? I hope so. Milwaukee and other places. And he's, you know, also led on many of the issues around harassment and unlawful deaths and killings by police in America. They also, you know, do the feeding program to feed children. I remember in Jackson, actually, when they did a feeding program when they turned off the water in Jackson and they were feeding the people, hundreds of people. They've done amazing work. And so I was really looking forward to speaking to him. You know, I'm also an advocate for black separation or black separatists. That's the reason why I came to Africa. I don't feel that us living in the country, in those countries with those mad people that are really leading us into some kind of self-destruction is the right place to be. And so BlaXit is always here to facilitate your exit from the West back to the best. And of course, that is Africa. That is what we do. Okay, we help with your repatriation. And right now, we do have repatriation plots. Okay, and you only need to put a deposit down, okay, to hold those plots, and you can pay as you go. And these plots are in the beautiful Carton Riviera, which is, you know, it's like literally 10-15 minutes from the beaches, beautiful beaches of Carton. It's literally, and that's driving, and literally less than 10 minutes walk to the river. It's absolutely beautiful. And we have only a few of these plots. And I really want you to find your land, find your place in Africa so that you've got somewhere else to go. Yes, I've made my home in Africa and it is the best thing that I did. Getting out from the West was the best thing that I did. I've built my house, I've been living in my house, and I've been living here for over 7 years. and I absolutely love it. And you get your power from the sun, solar, so you haven't got all these huge, humongous bills hanging over you. You get your water from the ground, so you're not going to get water rates and all these other bills. You understand? And the thing is, it's a much cleaner, much more environmentally friendly, much more healthy way to live. You're getting fresh food as well. So you're living more healthily. You look better. You're bathing in, clean water, not all this, polluted, chemically treated water. Look at what they were giving to people in Flint, Michigan. Okay? So let me read your comments. I'm really sorry. So, George says, good morning, BlaXit. I have subscribed to your channel from Southport, England. Thank you so much, George. I appreciate you for subscribing. I really do appreciate that. And 4304, thank you as well for responding in the comment section. So, that was really what I was going to focus on today's live, and I wanted to also put it in the context of, what they do in order to support our human rights under international law, also the right to water, electricity, food, etc. So I was really excited to talk to them and to talk about the escalation of racism and police brutality since the Donald Duck has taken position. Anyway, so I don't know, and I also wanted to discuss the AU formal adoption of the resolution, which has, of course, now made and defined, let's say defined now, formally defined slavery and classified slavery and colonization and apartheid and forced deportation as crimes against humanity. So I wanted to talk to him about those things as well. So I'm a little bit disappointed, actually, to be fair. You used to watch me. Okay, so Babacar, let's have a look what Babacar's got to say. Babacar said, I used to watch your videos. I just want to ask, I have to start business. Can I start a business with 5,000? And what businesses can I go into? Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It depends on what business you want to go into. Let me suggest some lower entry businesses that don't cost as much to start up. Because, you do want those entry businesses when you're coming to Africa. You do want those easy startup businesses that are easy for you to start up. One of them, of course, is retail. Retail is quite easy to start up. The cost of shop hire is quite low. And depending on what you're going to stock in your shop, will depend if your stock shop is high. Now, what I would suggest is that you buy things that Gambians use on a day-to-day basis, and you do other things as well in order to supplement your income. Some people have come and they have done second-hand stores. I sold both in my store when I had one. So retail is an easy entry, and you can even do things like cement and so on and so forth, where you can buy that stock and that stock goes quite quickly. And of course, cement goes hard, so it's a business that you're going to want a quick turnaround of the usage of the product on. So that's one area. Another area is training and education. You can have quite a low startup if you're thinking about doing something like a small school or nursery even. That can have a small startup if you're renting a location and you're going to provide all the equipment and the staff. So that can be quite low startup, and it doesn't have to be a full school. It can be a subsidiary school, for example, like a specialist school, like a language school that's teaching Wolof or teaching Mandinka, those kind of things, or teaching English, for example, or another language. So you can do those. So education, retail, um, construction can be pricey depending on the equipment that you need. So it depends on what form of construction that you're going into. Also, there are industries like consultancy. You can do consultancy business here, which have quite low startups as well. So you can think about doing a consultancy business if you'd like to, because there are many areas that are open for that here. Um, Another area that you can go into is tech industry. You can go into tech, and there are various types of tech, and also agriculture. You can, buy your land and start to work your land. So that's another area, and put it out, obviously, for people to buy your produce. So, Joseph, I'm going to say hello to you. And Babaca said, oh, okay, I think I've said that. Thank you. Oh, okay, you're welcome. So those are like quick and easy to start. And you can even buy land like with lots of mango trees on it, or orange trees on it, and so on and so forth. So you can actually buy a ready-made business, and oranges sell. You can like the 20, 30 dolasses, 20 dolasses, 10 dolasses, depending on the size of the orange. And you can sell mangoes. You can sell green peppers. You can sell so many things if you want to grow them. So that is, you can even sell peanuts, groundnuts, make domada. Domada is a stew that is regularly eaten here. Right now is Ramadan, and so there's also even religious sectors that you can work in here as well. It being a very Muslim-based country. So I don't know what's happened to our guest. I can only apologise because I really I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's actually happened, because I've sent him several messages and I don't know if he's able to join, because it was organised through my brother Eugene Telford. So I do apologise about that. But I was going to talk about the impact that America has made all over the world. And I'm talking about in terms of Africa particularly, because Africa is obviously where I live. And I want to talk about what they've done in order to really have an impact negatively on Africa. Did you know that America has put sanctions on 20 African countries? Okay, they had sanctions on, and sanctions range from things like travel. So, for example, travel is an easy example, because you've been hearing about the different travel bans and restrictions on certain countries. You can put sanctions on travel. You can put sanctions on imports and exports. Okay, if you remember what happened with Venezuela and those other countries, Venezuela has been under sanctions for a long time, and so this is the reason why I believe that. All of the unfair sanctions that have been done by the UN, by America, and so on, are now coming to reap, if you like, reap what they have sown. And I do believe I have a very weird feeling, and I must say I had weird dreams as well. I have a very weird feeling that there are going to be sleeper cells in America which are going to come alive, and these sleeper cells are going to inflict some substantial damage, and there will be civilian casualties to America. I feel that America has gone too far and done too much. Donald Duck has gone too far and done too much, and the previous leaders of America, and the impact they've been having. They have been assassinating our leaders for years. Okay? I'm going to call them the Anglo-Saxon Collective, or should we call them the Olympian Council? They have been eliminating our leaders for years. Or should we call them the Club of Rome? Or the Malorians, or Skull and Bones? They have been eliminating our leaders for years in order to disrupt the forward progress of Africa. And now they think that they can take their imperialistic attitude and carry it around the world and destroy other people's nations and take out leaders, whether it's in Libya, whether it's whether it's, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But I'm primarily looking at what they've done in Africa. And I remember Gaddafi, because Gaddafi was launching the golden dinar and wanted us to come out of the dependency of the dollar. And of course, that was something that America couldn't deal with. Why? Because it gets a lot of its money, and the dollar is backed by oil. Okay, so this is also why what Iran's doing at the moment is so important, and what's happening is important because, of course, Iran was selling its oil to China. And now it seems as though there's been a lot of speculation about Russia and China also backing Iran. And of course, the immersion of BRICS. Okay, sorry. Okay, and the immersion of BRICS. Originally, I'm just reading one of your comments. Okay, but originally I am from Gambia, and I live out of the country for over 10 years now, and I didn't even know what business I should go for. Well, I've given you a clue on those ones. There are many more. There are many more, especially agrotech. Agrotech now is, becoming a very big business. Technology is obviously a big business as well. People, doing their websites and so on, expanding their businesses. Import export is also another a good business. And if I was you, one of the things that I would do in terms of export is definitely like baobab, bamboo cream or shea butter, as it's called outside of the Gambia. Definitely moringa oil. And you have such wonderful minerals and teas here. And so you could make a company doing that even. Okay, because mango leaf tea is very good for you. Soursop tea leaf is very good for you. And so, these would also help to build up our immunity and also to give us good health. So these are, businesses. Also wonjo, what you call sorrel. Yeah. That would be excellent as well because that has great properties. And ginger, because Gambian ginger is amazing. Gambian mangoes, dried mangoes, you've got so many things, and of course you have the wonderful watermelon, and of course watermelon has so many mineral and great properties as well, and of course you've got great grapefruits. In fact, I've got so many grapefruits at the moment, harvested thanks to Mr. Barr. So yeah, and so no, it's because you've been out of the country, but there are several businesses that you can do, and like I said, you could even do hardware stores and so on. A lot of them are popping up all over the place now. People are doing clothing as well. Printing their own material and selling their own fabric is also becoming a good business.
Your sound is fading out.
My sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
It's
it goes
going
from loud to quiet.
loud to quiet. Okay, let me take out this mic. I'm just going to change microphones because this one seems to have a fade in, fade out effect. And I'm going to try this microphone. Tell me if it's going to happen in this microphone. Hang on 1 second. So I don't put the mic on, you get a huge echo. Okay, can you tell me if you can hear me properly now? Oops. Can you tell me if you can hear? I'm using a different microphone. Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hello? Okay, well, if you already have the land, let's go farm. Let's go farm. You know, one of the things that they didn't want you to do. There's a man. I'm going to talk to you about a man called from the Club of Rome, which is Aurelius Pecky, and Aurelius Pecky is one of the people that did one of those papers that they distributed a report that was widely used and referenced with regard to population control. And they also did a report which also reflected on the way in which agriculture could be used. Okay, and not in a positive way, by the way. Okay, so these were the people that talked about the fact that the world was overpopulated. So that being the case, then we should all really go into agriculture and growing food, because food security should be our number one priority. But rather than doing that, they started to actually disencourage people from doing farming in America. Okay, so that they could introduce their GMO foods. Okay, now we don't want that in Africa. So yes, farming is a good one. So let's do farming. Farming is a wonderful one. And also you can have your own shop, your own outlet to sell. You can have your own ladies who go around selling your produce as well, or you could have a market stall, or you could have a stall somewhere as well selling your produce. So go ahead. I mean, even like green peppers. Do you know, like green peppers now, you're paying like 20 to 25 dollars for a small one. For a big one, it's like 50 dollars. So, you know, peppers now are good business. Okay, they're good business. I eat a lot of green pepper, and because I cook with it all the time, and I love it in salads. So I use a lot of green pepper, and so green peppers now is really good business. Okay, so is hot peppers, so is cucumber, so is tomatoes, so especially potatoes. Potatoes have gone up in price as well, and of course rice. I still buy Yaya Jammeh's rice because I love Yaya Jammeh rice, which is a Gambian rice. It's absolutely delicious. And that is $20 a cup. I know to everybody else it seems like minute amount of money for food. But, you know, the average rice is about $10 to $12 or even $15. But Yaya Jammeh rice is about $20 a cup because it's local rice, and I prefer that to the exported rice. So rice is another good area that you could grow in, especially depending on where your land is. Now, another thing that if you do have finances, you could also establish like a health post as well. Health posts are quite good because they're quite inexpensive to run. You just need some basic machinery like, you know, blood pressure machine, for diabetes check-in machine, cholesterol check-in machine, you know, or a couple of them, few of them, malaria tests and so on and so forth. So you could do that, and people come, they pay. Usually we go to the local chemist and we pay $100 in order to get, oh, he's here, my guest is here, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Hang on, I did press add, I'm sure I did. Are you here? Are you here, Dr. Ali? Hello? Dr. Ali Mohammed? Can you hear me? Oh, do you know what? Let me put my headphones in, because sometimes it doesn't work without it. Now, I noticed that we've been having an echo as well, so I'm going to ask you just to follow the link as opposed to watching the channel as well, because we get feedback. So I'm going to put my headphones in so I can hear you. Dr. Ali Mohammed, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Dr. Ali Mohammed, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Kafre, can you hear him? No, we can't hear you. We've got no sound. Hello? Aha! We have sound. Can you hear us? Hello? us? Hello? I'm so excited and I just can't. Hello? I think our guest is joining us. I've just been waffling while I've been waiting. Can you hear me? Dr. Ali Mohammed, can you hear me? Ooh. Hello? Can you hear me? Dr. Ali Mohammed, can you hear me? Maybe try and log in again. Woo! Okay, so I'm feeling hopeful now. Yeah. Do you know, I was like that when I was small. You know, if I went into the supermarket, you know, they used to even play that supermarket music. And if you know, they used to put on like they used to play the fake impressions of the song, and like I would still break it down in the supermarket. I just dance. I think when I get excited, I dance. So excuse me and sing. So I got excited just then. Let's see if we can try and add him again. Hang on, 1 second. Let me try and send him another link. Live again. So yeah, I just told him that we couldn't see or hear him. I just sent him a WhatsApp message. So that being said, I hope that he is going to get through, and I will give him a quick, brief intro. I hope that he can join us. All right, yeah, he's here again. Let's add. Okay, so we're joined today by Dr. Ali Mohammed. Can you see and hear me? I can see your curtains. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know, I am determined. I am determined. If there's anything that I am, and that is resilient. Okay, I am determined, BlaXit family. This interview is going to happen today, okay? So Dr. Ali Mohammed is a medical doctor. He's a psychologist, and he's an author of a fantastic book, which you can get on Amazon, should you wish to buy it, called The Almighty, The True History of the Black Race, which was published in 2023. And it's a book which explores our true black history, ranging from our ancient royal lineage. That's right, that's why I've got my crown on as well today. And also to the term African American. It's a great book. I just precede it, but I didn't actually read it all, to be fair. And he's also written organisational manuals, as he is the leader of the Revolutionary Black Panther Party. I do hope that he's not having any more trouble getting through. I will send him another link. Yeah, and the Revolutionary Black Panther Party is a continuation of the Black Panther Party. So I do hope you're all aware of the Black Panther Party. Let me know in the comment section that you are fully aware of the Black Panther Party. Let me see what problems he's having. Please stay here. It might cut off for a minute or freeze. I'm just going to see exactly what the problem is, because I can't see why he's unable to join. who arranged today's interview. I want to say thank you. Brother Eugene is also the ambassador and Obi of the Nigerian nation, known as Obi Nwane, and he is also with the Afro Diaspora Political and Economical Think Tank organization. So I want to thank him. He's also the CEO of New Africa Network TV and media broadcast company that operates from Ethiopia. And he's the person that connected me with Ali Mohammed today for today's BlaXit broadcast. So I just want to say thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not a mark anymore. That was 15 years ago. I'm okay now. Okay. Yeah, Jamie Rice. Sorry, just reading your comments in the meantime. So, as I was saying, one of the things that I really do admire about Dr. Ali Mohammed is his hands-on approach. I've seen videos of him, teaching self-defense and also being very proactive, being on the front line with his weapon in hand during these armed marches when he is standing on business and defending his nation. Now, I must say this is so important because as a black woman, I'm going to reason with my brothers and I'm going to say I don't feel as though you are protecting the sisters like you should do, okay? Other nations, they protect their females, and the same should be happening to us, okay? And that is so important. So for him to go out there and to be seen defending, the black community, the black nation, the African nation, is very admirable, to say the least. We should be ring-fenced, yeah, and gate-kept, just like every other female. And that is, when I heard the story about that Russian man, going and doing what he done to all of those African women, infecting them with HIV and whatever, and they were all too quick to go and jump. The reason why is to jump into bed with him. I can understand exploitation of, because of poverty, etc. But it's also because we're not being ring-fenced, we're not being gate-kept, we're not being protected and defended by our black men, okay? Now, when too many black people started to go out with white people, with white women, white men became up in arms and started to, stop too much of this mixing. They didn't like it. They even came up with legislation to stop it, at the time. They ring-fenced their women. So we need to also defend and protect our women, and our women also need to ensure that, we honour and respect our men as well, and our men honour and respect us. And we take care of them. I'm not sure what's happening with this situation here, and I really do apologise sincerely for the delay. I was really hoping that we could speak about that. And of course, advocacy. Advocacy is very important, and that's one of the other important things that the Revolutionary Black Panther Party does as well. Very important that we can see and also respect and be grateful and very thankful for the services that they have offered, for the support that they have offered, for the constant existence of we know we have a representation and organisation that we can go to if we have to, in the case of injustice, in the case of police brutality, in the case of unlawful killing of our brothers and sisters. Very important. And now I want to discuss, especially with America being at the hotbed, of things. Now, I was talking about Iran, bombing certain American installations and, of course, bases in foreign countries. And someone was saying to me, oh, but, look what they're doing, etc. And I said, well, it's because, you see, when we were in the UK, there used to be a base called Chipsands. And Chipsands was a base that used to specialise in communication. And this is when I knew, this is how I learnt about the fact that every call it was listened into. This is going back a long time ago. This is before the advent of so many mobile phones. But this is when I learned. I went to a pajama party there, of all things, on this American base. And no, it was just a party where you wore pajamas. It wasn't a sleeping party. And anyway, so while we were there, I ended up talking to a very senior engineer in communications there. And he advised me about the fact that, you know, of the different trip words that make them automatically trip into your conversation and start to record it and, you know, start observation, counterintelligence observation on you. And one of the things that I wanted to speak to Dr. Ali about was his allegation about harassment by the police on the revolutionary Black Panther Party, accusing them of COINTELPRO operations and harassment of them, and of course what happened to the $400 million lawsuit. That I don't know whether it actually what happened to it. So I wanted to get some information about that as well. But in the meantime, I don't know why I'm not getting through. I will try one more time, so do forgive me. It's okay. Every time I leave this app, I think it freezes. What I want to talk about is the fact that you are seeing colonization live and direct in your faces, okay? And also, you've seen how, you know, people were having problems getting flights and so on and so forth. I want to make sure that you can get out of America, of England, before it's too late, okay? Before it's too late, and that you have got somewhere to go to, okay? That is so, so important. That is so, so important. Repatriation. We have to get uncomfortable. We've become too comfortable living with racists. You know? We really have. And it's got to the point that I'm worried about our people. I'm worried. Because we need to have a mind shift. We need to have a mind shift to the African mind shift. It's very important. We need to look at things from a different perspective. Because who knew that you were going to wake up this year, and at the beginning of the year, I think it was on the 2nd or 3rd of January, that there would have been an assault and that they would have taken the Venezuelan president out of his bed and taken him to America. Who would have thought? Yeah? You see, all of these things are going to have a backlash. Why? Because they've been working with other organizations in other countries. Who would have thought that before we've even headed into March of this year, that, you know, it looks as though we are in the it is?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Don't use this.
Okay, let me take this out. Okay, let me just check the sound. It looks as though we're having sound issues as well. Can you tell me if you can see and hear me? Hello? Can you let me know if you can see and hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is it clear?
It's a bit clearer now.
It's a bit clearer.
The mic buffers the sound, so you might want to not use the mic.
Okay, I'm going to stop using the mic. Well, let me quickly go through with you the repatriation alphabet. I hope you can hear me, okay? A is for your arrival in Africa. B is for your baggage, okay? And to pick the right things, okay? C is for your cargo, yeah? What you're going to ship and why. Very important. Only ship the things that are essential, okay? D is for destination. Where in Africa do you wish to go? E is for your escape plan. Make sure that you know. F is for freight, yeah? Your finances and your freedom, yeah? G is for your goodbyes. H is for your new home, yourself, your rent or your build or your buy. We can help you to build, we can help you to buy your land, we can also help you to rent, okay? I is for your integration, okay? And for your transfer. J is for Juliet from BlaXit. Making sure you check in with me first. K is for knowledge. Do your research, right, of the country. Okay, so that's for knowledge. K is for knowledge. L is for learn some words in the language and learn about the culture and learn about the land and the people. M is for money. Okay, money changes and have a currency plan. Okay. N is not everything can go and not everyone needs to know. Okay? O is for opportunities, yeah? For the community that you're moving into. Opportunities for your development and also for your growth within your country of choice. P is for perseverance, okay? Persistence, patience, and proactivity, okay? Because you're going to need to, because you'll be new people when you live here, and you have to get to know that about people as well, okay? That's important. So P is really for people and perseverance, okay? Q is for questions. Don't ever stop asking questions, okay? Keep asking questions about repatriation. R is for risks. Always look at your risks, okay? Do risk assessment on everything you do. Africa, certain countries are low risks, certain countries are higher risks. So do that in your assessment and do your own feasibility study, okay? And of course, R is for repatriation and also our reparations, yeah? S is to save up and S is to set goals, okay? That's very important. T is for your transformation and for your transition, okay? And also for a thank you, always grateful, and of course it's therapeutical, very therapeutic to be here, okay? And you'll find your true self. U is for understanding unity, Umoja, and unconditional love. V is for victory, because when you come here, you're victorious, okay? And also for your vitality, for your vision, right? And having your vision fulfilled. Also, your visualization, okay? W is for winning, not worrying, okay? Because when you come here, you have less worries and you're more of a winner, okay? And for working towards what you want. X is for the X plan. I don't know why I wrote that. X marks the spot, yeah? X money, it's also for xenophobia and leave the attitude behind, yeah? Y is for say yes to Africa, say yes to coming, okay? And it will happen. Say, I am in Africa and you will be in Africa, okay? Say, yes, I am in Africa and you will be in Africa, okay? And Z is for xenophobia, it doesn't serve you, okay? And we have zero tolerance to the Zionist agenda, okay? So it's time for us to come back to Africa. So that was my little alphabet thingy that I wrote for you all. But what's important right now for us as Africans is to realise that we do need to have a plan B. If you are in Europe, if you are in England, if you are in the US, you are in America, you do need to have a plan B. Okay? You really do. And if you want me to help you with that plan B, we can do that. We have repatriation plots which are much lower than the market value with regard to land and repatriation. I'm sorry that I lost my gist because I was looking for something to share with you, so I was looking through a piece of paper. I don't want it to be like manumissions where you're paying for your freedom. So it's important that you make your plan B. You have your contingency plans, right? Because when it kicks off, it's going to kick off. And so you need to make plans. And remember that if they block your flights, they block your pathway, then you're not really going to have anywhere else to go. You're going to be trapped. And I don't want you to be trapped, okay? I really don't want you to be trapped. It's important that you can get out. I don't know why, but I don't have a good feeling with what is going on in the world. I don't have a good feeling, and I care about us. That's what I do care about. I care about us. So I think it's time for us to start to think about it, okay? We have to think about it. We have to start making our own decisions and our own choices. We don't want to get, pulled into the trap of, depression and deprivation. Okay, we have to pull ourselves out of this. And the only way forward for me that I can see that is the correct solution for us is to, get our minds right, get our money right, get our frequency right, and move to Africa. I think that's it. I don't know how you feel. Greetings, everyone. Who's that? Chapoko. How are you, Chapoko? Are you okay? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Greetings, Queen. So yeah, I don't know what's quite happened with my guest. I'm a bit disappointed because I really focused my whole program around him. And now it's like, it's just made me think that I was talking to you about having a plan 2 and a plan 3 and a plan 4, and I should really have done exactly the same thing, But the thing is that maybe it's the same time here. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But I do feel that now is a good time for the general strike. If you are looking at having serious impact, right, of non-compliance, I would say to my brothers and sisters who are in the armed forces, do not go and die. I am so sorry. I'm going to tell you time and time again. Do not go and die for a war that you should not be in. Do not go and die in a war that you shouldn't even be participating in. That's got absolutely nothing to do with you. Do not go and die because some, crazy person has decided to, have no care in the world for your lives and is treating you like part of a chess game. So I'm saying to my brothers and sisters, do not give your life. I would rather be a conscientious objector. I would rather be a defector than go into war and lose my life for nothing. Because that is what you would be doing. You'd be losing your life for absolutely nothing. Okay? Now is the time to actually boycott those banks, boycott those organizations. Why there's instability, this is the best time for a boycott. Okay? Boycott them. Boycott those organizations, those racist institutions. Boycott them. Don't give them your money, don't give them your attention, and don't give them your time. And certainly, for those people that are in the armed forces and the military and the navy, whatever you want to call it, Yeah, please. Yeah, you're part of the, the institution which they call the um, industrial complex. Okay, the military industrial complex. Okay, and you've got to remember that this is a game being played. Okay, I told you about the Olympian Council. Maybe I didn't tell you enough. The Olympian Council is 300 men. 300 men who are basically in control of the world. 300 men. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. Okay, the Olympian Council. And a lot of these decisions that are being made have got absolutely nothing to do with you. You're just seen as unnecessary eaters. And they have no reverence for your life. So I'm saying to my brothers and my sisters, okay, my black brothers and sisters, my African brothers and sisters born in America, especially, those in Africa, those in the Caribbean, do not go and give your life for an unnecessary war. Okay, do not, please, I beg you, do not. Do not give your life for an unnecessary war. Do not give your life to get involved in someone else's beef. Okay? Because it's not our fight. It's not our fight. Recently, we had a lot of brothers from Gambia who actually, went to war and unfortunately, became casualties of war. And I'm saying that I think it's time for us to take a step back. If I'm fighting for anyone, I'll fight for Africa. That's it. If I'm fighting for anyone, I'll fight for Africa. I'll fight for, Captain Ibrahima Traore. I'll fight for what's right. I'm fighting against capitalism. I'm fighting against colonialism and imperialism and fascism. Not for them. And I think that's where we've made our mistakes. We've been, fighting the wars for these people. What happened to our servicemen and women so many years ago when they came back from the war? They were treated like absolute crap. They weren't even given the respect that they deserved. So what I'm trying to say is history has a way of repeating itself. And as I said to you, about 8 months ago, when we did the live, I spoke about an article which I read to you from The Economist, which spoke about World War III has already begun. It becomes an instant information war. Okay? And the thing is that, we have to stop sacrificing ourselves. Brothers and sisters, I am saying this to you now. We have to start wearing our crowns, right? Because they don't go to war. You don't go and see the Donald Ducks and whatever on the front line taking a bullet. You don't see it. You don't see the king or queen of England taking a bullet, or the prince. Do you understand? You might see the princes, but they're in a very protected situation. They're very, very protected. Whereas you're not. You'll be on the front line. You're the first to expire. They love black people when they can expire. And they want you there to expire. So please do not go and put yourself and your family at risk for a nonsensical, totally pathetic, completely avoidable war. Come to Africa instead. Okay? Come to Africa instead. Contact BlaXit. I will help you, to resettle. I will help you to come and stay. I will help you to find that land and to help establish your business even. I will help you. Okay? I've been doing this for years and years and years and years. I'm a repatriation specialist, and I'm doing this simply because of the fact that I want us to be safe. Okay? Now, in America, like I was saying to you, you do have the revolutionary Black Panther Party that is there and can be there to protect you in so many ways and to give you that advice and to give you the advocacy, the support, also to, feed people that are in poverty, teach you, help you to defend yourself, and provide, that kind of mental stimulation that you need to make you proud to be an African, okay, make you proud to be black. And, I was so looking forward to speaking to Dr. Ali. I'm not sure what's happened, but unfortunately it looks as though he's not going to be joining us on our live today. And I'm very disappointed because I did hype it. That's why I don't often hype my sessions, right? And this is exactly the reason why. But anyway, in saying that, I do want us to start to seriously boycott brands, particularly those that were responsible during slavery. Now that we know that we have a footing for this, okay, the African Union has now given us a footing for this, okay, and it's important, okay. Those corporations, those institutions, those organizations that benefited, that profited from the enslavement of our ancestors, now we have to stop funding them. Now we have to stop giving them our energy and our time and our employment and our money, our patronage and our custom. It's time. It's time. It's high time that we start to look out for each other and stand up for each other and defend each other and love each other. Okay? Now, in order to have a general strike, and I'm talking globally, all of us, yeah, we need at least 11 million people to do this, to make it have impact. Okay, so if you've got any ideas, do let me know, because we have to be organized. We have to be organized, right? In everything that we're doing. In everything that we're doing, we have to be organized. Okay? I want us to, this year started with us talking about so many positive things that we were going to do this year, and I want us to continue to do it this year. Fortunately, the team hopefully will be back online again on the main channel. As you know, my production team was involved in a car accident and sustained injuries, and so that's the reason why we haven't had much content on the main channel, okay? But we must continue, okay? America has a national debt that is over 38.5 trillion, okay? They're in deficit, okay? They are in deficit. And it's important that, we start to realize the reality of the situation and start to get ourselves out of that situation, okay? That's very, very important. So BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. I do apologise that Dr. Ali Mohammed, MD psychology, author, creator, historian and national leader of the Revolutionary Black Party, Black Panther Party, was not able to join us today. So I do apologise. I hope he's able to do it another time. He's also the leader of the People's Centre Council. He's also the chairman, of the People's Centre Council, and he's also the first vice president of the Republic of the New African Provision and governor of the Republic of New Africa. So what a great accolade he has, and I was so looking forward to speaking to him and finding out a bit more about him, and also about his life, what motivates him as a man. What is his motivation? How did he get into this? Because I know that his parents were also members of the Black Panther Party, so I know that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I really wanted to find out more about his inspiration, what it was like growing up with two Pan-Africanist parents, because both his parents were also medical doctors as well. So him being a doctor and coming from two doctors, is quite remarkable. And also, taking the risk to do what he's doing, I also want to know, what are the obstacles that he's faced and what support does he need from the wider community. So, Dr. Ali Mohammed, our clocks went forward. Oh, your clocks went forward, is that right? So, what can you join us now? Let me send you another invite. I'm going to send you another invite. Let's see if it works. Hang on. Sorry. You another invite. Dr. Ali's actually in the chat. Can you see Kath? You see Dr. Ali in the chat? Can you respond to him for me, please? He says that the clocks went forward, so the time changed. So can you ask him if he's still available to come on? Dr. Ali Mohammed. He's in the chat. That's why I'm asking you to respond, Mod. If you're moderating, you should see him in there. The main thing for us to do is to get organised. We're living in serious times. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, we're living in serious times, and it's time for us to get organised seriously. Okay, seriously, it's time. It's time for us to realise that, our revolution is now. With what's happened with the AU and so on, it's time for us to wake up. It really is. It's time for us to get active. Now, I know that there's many, 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 many people that will not be with us, okay? But it's not for the many, it's for the few. Like they said, many are selected, but few are chosen. Okay? Dr. Ali, are you available? Are you available to join? I might have to change the time of the show because it might be too early in America now, I think. Yeah. What do you think? Should I change the time of the show because of it? What do you think? Yeah. I also forgot to mention to you, Boubacar, transport. You can also start a transport business within £5,000 as well. You can also start a transport business. Okay, you can buy a car here and start running a taxi business or even a bus. Okay, so you can do that. So let me give you a brief financial game plan for repatriation. Okay, first thing you do is assess your assets. Very, very important. Assess what you have and what is an asset and what isn't an asset. Okay. Think about what kind of business that you can start, and manage successfully, and of course, what experience you might have in a particular field that you can put to use here, okay? And also what kind of online jobs you can do whilst you're here, because a number of people that have repatriated continue working online. They didn't actually give up their jobs, they just started working online, and so you can do that, and that will give you that type of revenue, okay? Also, you can do rentals. That's another business that you can do. You can get involved in rentals and doing holiday lets and so on. That's another kind of business that you can do, okay? And look at the feasibility of your business, okay? And of course, in your country of choice, right? You have to look at the legislation around you opening a business, because I know Kenya is far different from Gambia. Okay, Kenya it has a lot of and I've heard that it's a little bit more challenging than it is here. Okay, okay, you can do buying and selling. Okay, and like I said, you have to look at your outgoings as well and what you need to live on. Okay, and your flights, your shipping fees, your clearances, your taxes, your storage, etc. Those are the basic things that you definitely have to think about, okay, um, before you repatriate. And of course, how much is the rent going to be here while you build, if you haven't built your home yet? Or if you're going to buy a ready-made home, how much is that going to cost? Because at the moment, I'm actually doing some research on behalf of one of my clients. I'm looking for a development house that allows you to pay in installments. So I am also doing that, but he wants a larger house than the ones that I was promoting before, because they're relatively small. So I'm not looking at that particular developer. I'm looking at other developers that are making more spacious homes. So I don't think Grand Rising. You're fading in and out. Okay, listen, I'm going to try and use a different phone next week. I'm not sure if it's YouTube themselves, or if it's the phone, or if it's because I tried two different microphones. I used headphones and it's still happening. So I will try a different phone, okay? I'll try a different phone next week and see if it happens on a different phone. So I do apologise. Sound issues, non-guest issues. This week has been a bit of a weird one, okay? But the thing is that, you know, the main thing is that I'm wearing my crown today to shatter the illusion of superiority. Okay, and I want you to wear your crowns also. I really do. Okay, November 30th is our day. It's our tribute day for our ancestors. Okay, for our ancestors that perished and suffered during slavery and colonization and apartheid. Okay, that is our day, and I all want you to go and get your crowns. Okay, it's about us, accepting our lineage, our royal lineage. Okay, and shattering their illusion of superiority. Okay, when you walk out of their world, when you walk out of America, when you walk out of the UK or Europe or wherever their white world is, okay, you shatter their illusion of superiority that they have built their whole world on. Okay? You can call me Empress Nyancho Kajabi, I don't mind. Okay? Queen Nyancho Kajabi, I don't mind. Okay? When we start leaving in numbers, real numbers en masse, yeah? First will come the shock and then the disbelief. Black unity, the black African return from the West back to the best is something they never will see coming. Because of their illusions of superiority, in their minds, they think that we're trapped forever in the West, okay? In their cycle of control, okay? It will challenge the very basis of their delusions. They expect us to always to bend in servitude for their money, to always forgive them of their forebears, and for centuries of genocide, enslavement, theft, colonialism, racism, that we should always crawl back for their crumbs. But when we stand up and get off our knees and walk away, it shakes them to their very core. It cracks the fragile white ego. They thrive on being the epicenter of your world. The image of beauty that you aspire to will now be African. They think that they are the light of the universe. So when you take back your own light, yeah, they will be in darkness. Yeah, you will have your own power, your own energy, your own presence, and your own money, your own resources, and you will get out of their grasp. It exposes the cracks in their powerful facade. Yeah, nothing terrifies them more than being seen for what they truly are. What will kill their systems the most is black people being out of their control, losing their grip on our power, losing their grip on being able to manipulate us en masse. And the more of us that come back and share our truth, their lives will run out of fuel. Okay? When we leave and go to Africa, they cannot gaslight us and feed off of our energy. Their control of us, their control of us will fail. Okay? Because they treat us as their fuel. And without us, yeah, they will eventually start to run on empty. Because they attack us, because we are the true truth tellers, because they fear replacement. What if a great majority of us replaced, right, the West with Africa? What if we did? We replaced the West with Africa. How wonderful would that be? Their fear of replacement is deep. Who will help them to grow and build to do anything? It's us. It was us. It was us. What intellectual bodies will they abuse? Whose talent will they misuse? They know our strength and our superpower, our resources and our capabilities, if we awaken. If we awaken to the truth, when you return to Africa, you will declare their power is dead over you. When you come back to Africa, you will declare that their power over you is dead. Okay? Yes, it takes courage to walk away. It takes a lot of courage. Yes, it does. And they know this, and that's why they are stalling on reparations. Okay? And they have never paid. Wow. Not on a gross scale. And the reason why is because they know we'd take the money and that we would leave. When you break free, you let go of the weakness they put in you. Okay? The ongoing cruelty that they're doing to us on a day-to-day basis. Okay? When you leave, you gain clarity. Great clarity. Okay? Choosing Africa is making a choice, a very important choice, and it's the choice of freedom over control, and peace over chaos, and self-respect over illusion. When you walk away and you cut them off, you let them know that your worth is not defined by their validation. Your future is not trapped in their illusions, and you're free. You're no longer an orbit around them. You're no longer, and you don't have to believe in their propaganda. Warmongering propaganda. Bloodthirsty. Evil. Satanic. Devilment propaganda. And deliberately crafted web of control. It will create a disruption, and this is what we have to create, is a disruption that they have never prepared for. Because you think what's happening in Iran, when we all leave, let me tell you, it will destroy their very foundation. For one, they thought it was impossible. They thought they had us so brainwashed that we wouldn't leave. But if I can leave, you can leave. If I can leave, you can leave. It's not hard. It's actually much easier than you think it is. It all starts with your mind. The first thing I said is that I'm in Africa. I'm in Africa. And I just kept my mind right there, and then I ended up being in Africa. Okay? The thing is that you have to destroy the pattern, and you have to rewrite the script. You have to rewrite your own story. Okay? And you don't need their permission. You do not need their permission. I just want you to know that you are powerful, BlaXit family. Okay? Stop being comfortable in their racist land. Stop being stop being comfortable in their racist land. Stop being comfortable in the belly of the beast. Stop being comfortable with these people that aren't there for our benefit, but just there for our usage. They just want to use us like batteries. They manipulate us. They gaslight us. They breadcrumb us. They have us working like slaves 40 hours a week for what? To drive a car and to live in a house? You can live in a house and drive a car here in Africa. What's the big deal? But they make you die for it. It's the same as slavery. They give you that little nasty, mash-up little place to sleep in with so many other people, just so that you can go out and work for them in the morning. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? They give you limited time just so that you can work for them in the morning. And that's all we are. We're batteries. We're like slaves to them. It doesn't matter how modern the day is. The description is still the same here. I'm working for myself. I'm not working for them. Are you working for them? Are we always going to be working for them? Are we not tired of being used and abused by them? Are we not tired of the same rhetoric day in, day out? And now they fake in everything using AI. Listen, it's time for us to live in reality. Leave them to their AI false reality. It's time for us to live in our reality. And our reality is in Africa. Our reality is in embracing our culture, our people, and our identity. And re-embracing the lands of our ancestors. Re-embracing who we are as a person, as a people, as Africans, and embracing our African identity is very, very important. Because if you don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going, and you don't know what you're doing. You don't have purpose. And without purpose, you're directionless. Okay, you're directionless. And so I'm telling you, we're living in grave times. We're living in grave times. Okay, seriously grave times. And it's time for a takeover. And the only way that we can take over is to say, you know what? We're leaving. We're leaving. I told you about Aurelius Pecky and, his fake narrative, as I call it, about overpopulation and growth control. Right? To scare nations into, not letting us in. That's what it was for, really. Okay? But don't be scared. Africa's absolutely humongous. They've misrepresented the size of Africa for so many years. Okay? So don't be scared. Because that is what they use. They use our fear against us. We have to be fearless now. We have to be fearless. We have to be fearless. Our ancestors were fearless. When they jumped over, they were very aware of the fact that, overboard ship, that their lives would probably be gone. But they chose to take it rather than to live in a life of torture, a life under the control of someone else. They took control of their destiny and decided to do what they had to do in order to make sure they would come back again. They knew that they would. Because they didn't fear death. And, that's what they want us doing, is to live in fear, constantly living in fear, fearing death, fearing life, fearing everything. No, we need to start being fearless, okay? We need to start being fearless. We need to start wearing our crowns and acting in sovereign, as the sovereign beings that we are. The divine beings that we are. We need to embrace this now. But I'm telling you that I need to be hearing from you about coming back to Africa as quickly as possible, about finding yourself a piece of land here, about making sure you can build a home here, and making sure that you've got plan B, you've got contingencies, okay? Very, very important. Very, very important. Do not let these Olympian council of 300 men determine your fate. You determine your fate. You determine your future. You determine your destiny. You determine where you're going. You determine what you want to do with your life. But get out of harm's way. Because Donald Duck is planting seeds that he does not want to see grow. Okay? He is planting seeds that he does not want to see grow. And after he's gone, you're still going to be left there. So just make a plan to leave there. Because it's the same people, just different marketing. Okay? Same people, different marketing. Understand that. You're not voting for a new president. It's just different marketing of the same institution, of the same system, of the same regime. Donald Duck is so fast to go after regime change. What about American regime change? What about you stop going and bombing other people's countries? What about you stop going and interfering in other sovereign nations and destroying people's leaders and assassinating their leaders, killing their leaders, kidnapping and abducting leaders, destroying people's economies, starting all kinds of internal conflicts and civil wars in other countries? How about you stop interfering and just deal with your own internal affairs? How about you stop going around the world and stealing other people's resources? How about you stop bullying and destroying countries? How about you stop imposing sanctions unfairly on other African nations and on other nations? How about we just nip this in the bud? We have power. We have power so immense. Just that we have to grasp it ourselves. We have the power. We have to unify. That's what we have to do. And I hope you can unify and join the new Black Panther Party. I'm sorry that he wasn't able to join. Okay? It's about how we spend our money. We have to start making decisions and stop giving them our money. It's just as simple as that, and make a plan to get out and stop giving them our money. Okay? Come and make your footprint here in Africa. Okay, BlaXit family. So today's show, like I said, I didn't really want to talk too much about the war because I'm sure you've had so much of this, rhetoric going on and this news and propaganda. But I just wanted to say I don't want you to die. This is especially for the servicemen and women out there. I don't want you to die unnecessarily. So if you can be a conscientious objector or a detractor, do it. It's better to have your life than no life. Okay, BlaXit family. So next week will be a normal show. I'm not sure if we'll have a guest on next week's show, but it will be a normal show. I'm sorry that we didn't have our guest on. Apparently the clocks went forward or what have you, and I wasn't aware of that. So I do apologise. I don't know if that means that he's still going to come on or if he's not going to come on or what have you, but I don't want to put it to chance. So I just want to tell you that, I am an advocate of Africa. I'm an advocate of pro-Africa. I'm an advocate of you coming back to Africa, of repatriation, of relocation, and for us to get our reparations. Oh, he's here. Hang on. Oh, you have to do it again. Send it again. I missed it. Hang on. One sec. Can you do it again, please? Dr. Ali, can you send the invite again? Because by the time I went to press it, you were gone. Dr. Ali. I'll stay here all day. I don't mind waiting for you, if that's what you want. But, Okay, now I can actually. Let's see. Finally, are you there? Right, I can't hear you. Caffrey, can you hear Dr. Ali? I don't know what's going on with his connection. I don't know if it's YouTube or if it's a situation on his end. It wouldn't surprise me, as you know, we've been demonetized and shadow banned because of our views, our pro-African, pro-black views. And of course, getting you back to Africa. Let's see if he comes back again. Let's try. Can you try again for me, please? Caffrey, can you put a comment in the section, please, asking him to try again for us, please? Because he was almost there. I don't know why I can't see him. Very bizarre. Very odd indeed. And so, what I'm saying to you is, BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family, I love you so much. I really do. And I thank you so much for being here and for being a part of the BlaXit family, particularly you generals, okay? You BlaXit family that have been here, veterans that have been here from A1, day one. Thank you for supporting us. You know, we've been under attack. We've had so many things come against us, but we're still here, okay? And that's important that you do please keep subscribing, please keep liking and sharing to the channel. Like I said, our last issue is that the production team was involved in a serious accident, and so, you know, we're hoping to be back on board with our main channel very shortly. But I do appreciate you coming on the live, so I'm actually going to go onto the live channel and make a program asking you to join us there on the lives as well, so people know that we're here. Ask Dr. Ali to try again for me, Kath. Okay. All right, let's try again. We'll try again. If not, we're going to close for the program. I can wait, but I just need to know what's going on. BlaXit family, give me 1 second. I'm going to go and check in WhatsApp if he's actually having some kind of problem. Another in case the last ones are expiring. That's the reason why I keep sending new ones. But I'm not sure if he's actually getting them. I mean, because he's not actually responding in the WhatsApp, but he has responded in the group. So, this is a different. Oh, this is a different Muhammad Ali. Okay, I do apologise. So, listen, I've got no idea. Oh, okay. So, Dr. Eugene, this is a different Dr. Mohammed. That's the reason why. Brother Eugene. He says that he's a different Mohammed. I think you've given me the wrong person, maybe. So that's the reason why. So I do apologise. Apparently, there's been a mix-up. Thank you for saying that. I didn't realise. So in that being said, I will wrap up today's programme because, like I said, there's been a bit of confusion, to say the least. And so I will try and see if I can arrange it for next week, perhaps, because I had a whole schedule of questions ready to ask, and they've been left unanswered, unfortunately. But it was still nice to have a catch up, a quick chat with you. And like I said, I am dedicating this program to our servicemen and women, our Africans who are born in America and also in England, those that they're trying to go and send out to war. Please do not go. Please do not lose your life in a war that is not going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form except for financial, but that could end up in you losing your life. Why? For a Donald Duck leader who seems to go around like making trouble because he wants to control the world, and because he's a puppet of the Olympian Council. Don't lose your life for a puppet. Okay? So, BlaXit family, I will bid you goodbye and farewell till next week. We will have a normal show next week. Okay, we will have a normal show next week. I do apologise for the mix-up, and I will speak to you then. But remember, we are one people, we are one nation, okay? One destiny, one unity, one love. I love you, BlaXit family. Thank you for joining me this week, and I will see you next week. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you so much as well. Thank you to everybody that joined, and I'll see you again. I don't know if it will be the same time though, because the clock's gone forward. So I might have to change the time, okay? I will liaise with you on the community page about that. Okay. Thank you, Africa.